fair use. Let's go.
We befriended, kind of close with Bishop Jakes. And we decided in one of the times he was there, it was going to be his birthday. I was able to convince my mother to let me drive her car as I didn't have a vehicle. I said, well, we're going to take him out to eat. I want to drive your car. And so we did. We took him out to eat. And it was decided after we were done taking him out to eat that I would be the person to take him back to his sleeping place, which at the time there was a lady named Sister Giles. She always wanted to house and take care of him when he came to that church. And so I came in there, drove him to eat, and then took him back to her home. Well, after taking him back to her home, he says, come on in, let's talk. You can't even imagine being 18, 19 years of age.
18, 19 years of age, you was a grown-ass man. Now, I heard about this dude years ago, Duane Youngblood, a pedophile that was pretty much accused of doing all sorts of dirt, all sorts of wickedness to young people. Now, all of a sudden, he pops up online being interviewed by other YouTubers, and I got to share my thoughts and my criticism because everybody's being exposed. Do not come online trying to act like you were a victim and TD Jakes took advantage of you, and that's why you were out here taking advantage of kids. You were 18, 19 years old. You was a grown-ass man. I don't want to hear nothing. Let's get back to the tape.
This person is killing it, and they're saying to you, come on in, let's talk. And so I did. I went in. We sat down at a very long dining room table in a room that she had, and for 2 hours, it was unbelievable. Pouring of heart, crying, him talking about my father, we talking about these scenarios, and I inwardly just knew I had finally found someone who could get it, someone who understood. I'm sitting at this table, and for the first time talking to any man, I got tears coming down my face because somebody gets me. Somebody understood what I was going through. Well, after sitting there and having this long discourse with him, I finally look at my watch and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to go. I got to get this car back to my mother. She's going to kill me. So I said to Bishop, I got to get up. And I got up from the table. He got up from the table. He walked around toward the way I had to exit quicker than I got over there. And when I started to walk past him, he pulled me to himself.
He did what?
Wrapped his arms around me and tried to kiss me.
Whoa. So let me get this straight. So you're supposed to be 18, 19 years old. TD Jakes grabbed you, wrapped his arms around you, tried to punch you in the, not punch you in the face. I mean, you should have punched him in the face. He wrapped his arms around you tightly, tried to kiss you, and you didn't punch him in the face. What did you do? So let me get this straight. You 18, 19 years old, a grown man. I'm trying to put this puzzle together. Let me ask you to chat. If you 18, 19, are you a child or are you a young man that should know right from wrong? Because I would have punched dude in the face. And if I would have had a knife, you would have had holes in you. So I'm trying to figure this out because he's doing interviews on Larry Reed, and it's like he's trying to play like this victim, like, okay, I was traumatically abused by TD Jakes. No, all of y'all pedophiles. See, in my line of work, we don't sugarcoat. Because if you're going to play the victim, Duane, if you're going to play the victim, we could say the same thing about Jakes. We could say that Jakes was abused by a pastor when he was a teenager. So what about his trauma? Hypocrite. You are out there being an abuser. You don't get no pass. So don't think that you're going to erase your past by going in talking about Jakes because Ringo TV is here. And we're going to deal with you. You and Jakes are wicked. And ain't no amount of interviews Gonna make you look like some sort of righteous teacher, some sort of good man to be back in the good graces with everybody, as if though, well, I was abused. That's why I became an abuser. No, you were 18, 19. Just like them boys that Eddie Long was touching in them churches, those weren't no little boys. Those are young men. They like that. They like getting touched by the bishop. Now you want to come up here giving this sob story talking about, yeah, he tried to kiss me. Let's rewind that back. Let's roll the tape.
Over there, and when I started to walk past him, he pulled me to himself, wrapped his arms around me, and tried to kiss me.
Wow.
And in that moment, I literally died.
Died? You were supposed to punch him in the face. What are you talking about, died? Nah, I ain't buying that. You didn't die. You were still alive. Let's go.
I could not. I tell you, to this day, I can't remember how I got out of that place. But I remember driving home with all kinds of crazy thoughts and what in the world am I going to do now? And I finally get home, get in the house, get in the bed. I'm going to try to go to sleep. And I get to sleep and get up in the morning. And in the morning, I step into our bathroom and my home phone rings. My mother answers the phone and she says to me, Wayne, it's Elder Jakes.
Really?
And I get on that phone. And when I get on that telephone, I can hear water. He is sitting in a bathtub.
How do you know Jakes was sitting in a bathtub? See, these are the questions I'm asking. You got a call at your crib and you're talking about, yeah, he was sitting in his bathtub. How you know? How you know he was in his bathtub? He could have just been washing his face by the sink. How you know he was in the bathtub now? Sounds to me like you were there, allegedly. Sounds to me like you allegedly knew where he was based on the way the phone call went. See, here's the thing, fam. I don't know if you know who I am, bro, Duane. I'm Ringo TV. I'm pretty sure you probably seen me back in the days, because I remember your story. Matter of fact, let me go pull up these receipts. Let's refresh the viewer's memory, because you ain't going to be out here in these streets trying to play these little games while I'm around, because I deal with the real. I don't got no time to play with none of you false prophets. All you false prophets going down. Most High going to take care of all of y'all. I ain't playing no games. No cap, no games. Let's go refresh the viewer's memory so we can find out who you are. Because I see you doing your little interviews. You know what I'm saying? You got Larry Reed going live. You know what I'm saying? Everybody there, you know, listening to you. Got all the live viewers in the building. All that sound good. But when I start getting down to cooking, all y'all going on the grill. All y'all going on the grill. Because ain't no way I'm interviewing a pedophile, fam. And especially a dude that was messing with kids. You got to be out of your damn mind to think that you're going to be on my show giving your story. See, it sounds good that you exposing TD Jakes, but you guilty too, fam. You ain't in no position to talk about nothing when you wicked too. You got to be out of your mind. Hold on a second. Let me get this thing. Boom, boom, boom. I remember this dude's story. I remember this. Bum, ba-da, bum, 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 bum. Let me see what we got. Okay, all right, here we are. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Duane Youngblood. Anytime you see dudes doing interviews, it's because dudes had relationships and they hurt. So now they want to come forward. I don't trust none of these cats, bro. None. Right? Let me see what we got. Hold on, let me find a news brief. Okay, let me see.
A preacher with a history of sexual abuse was in court today on new charges, but it's what happened after the hearing that had eyebrows raised and jaws dropped. The preacher's lawyer explained for the first time what his defense will be and then went on the offense. Harold Hayes is live at the Allegheny County Jail with the fireworks that happened after the hearing. Harold.
Well, the defendant, Duane Youngblood, is still an inmate here at the Allegheny County Jail pending his next hearing. But what his attorney had to say today may surprise you for a number of reasons. Duane Youngblood was led to a district justice courtroom in Munhall because earlier this month he was charged yet again in connection with the molestation of a teenage boy.
Charged again. Not one time. Charged again. We're talking about a pedophile. Ain't no damn way I'm gonna have some pedophile interviewed on my show when he was out here molesting boys. Just like Eddie Long.
The young man, who's now 21, says it happened when he sought counseling at Higher Call World Outreach Church in Homestead, and that the acts began when he was 16. Youngblood is charged with corrupting a minor.
Wow.
He has a previous sexual molestation conviction. But Youngblood's lawyer says something may have happened this time, but it did not involve a minor.
This action happened between two consenting adults. In other words, there's not a corrupting of a minor charge. If the time these incidents happened, this encounter happened, the alleged victim was not a minor.
Wow. Yo, I'm telling you, these damn attorneys, they're from the devil too, man. Real talk.
Leonard Robinson, who says he writes for a website that tracks scandals in the church.
I'm with a group called PimpPreacher.com, the Church Folk Revolution. And the reason why I'm here is that we cover pastors for pastoral accountability issues.
You see this nonsense? Hold on. You see this nonsense, fam? And now think about this, guys. 10 years ago. You see that? So now, you got these guys, man, that be out here touching these boys and doing evil. And then after they serve some time, they want to come on YouTube doing interviews as if though they are revealing the dark sin of TD Jakes. Duane, you were a grown man, right? So you weren't a victim. You weren't being abused. Whatever went down between you and Jakes was most likely consensual, because if you now talking about these issues now, you sound like a woman scorned. You understand? And this is why we got to share our commentary and criticism and keep it a buck with the people. Now, over on that other guy's channel, y'all can have all those simple conversations. I'm going to deal with the real issues, because over here, we don't sugarcoat. Nobody should be listening to you. Once you violated children, once you violated young boys, or whatever the situation is, you're no different than Eddie Long. I don't want to hear nothing. There is nothing that you need to say. For whatever the case, all you're doing is exposing yourself and TD Jakes. Now, it's good that TD Jakes is getting exposed, because the Most High's judgment is upon him. But you, sir, are in no position, right, to be playing as if though, well, you know, the reason why you turned out to be the way you are or were is because of TD Jakes. No, you are a grown man. You made choices and you violated. It's just that simple. There's no room or excuse for your behavior. And I'm not going to sugarcoat and give you no pass and say, well, yeah, that was the past. I'm a new man today. I don't really care. You should have never even came forward talking about you trying to expose Jakes. You didn't do that before. You're doing it now. Why? Because Jakes is being exposed because of the Diddy situations. You're doing the same thing like all of those victims are doing when they come forward. You see what I mean? That's what you're trying to do. There is no difference. There is no difference between you and TD Jakes, because what you're trying to do, Duane, is you're trying to say, well, when I was young, I was abused and I was taken advantage of, and that's why I went out there to become an abuser too. Well, guess what? We could flip that on TD Jakes. Maybe TD Jakes was abused too. Maybe TD Jakes was sexually abused by a pastor or a bishop at 18, at 17, 16 in the church. So what about his trauma? So let me get this straight. You blaming Jakes for your actions against kids? Nah, I don't want to hear none of that garbage. You wicked, and I don't want to hear nothing from you regarding trying to play the victim role. We're not gonna have that here. So let's continue listening to the tapes. Let's go.
And in that thing, he says to me, without any hesitation, there's 3 things I need you to do. The first one is, when I come to Pittsburgh, you're going to be the only person I sleep with.
What?
The second one is, you can't sleep with anybody else because I don't want to give my wife anything.
Whoa!
And thirdly, I will take care of you the rest of your life.
Sounds just like Eddie Long. I keep telling you, these Christian pastors are all the same. But here's the thing, Duane. I don't trust you. I don't trust you because you were messing around with kids. So you coming forward telling us about what Jakes said he gonna do for you ain't new, because the same thing was said in the situation regarding Eddie Long. Let me see if I can refresh your memory. Let me see if I can go find some of my old YouTube channels. Give me a minute, guys. Let me see if I can go find some of my old YouTube channels. I don't even know the password to these channels, guys. Let me see. Ringo News Archive. Let me see if that channel is even still there. Oh, it's still there. Channel is still there, guys. One of my old channels.
In the circuit court.
Let me see. Let me go find some of my old videos. Listen, guys, when I tell you, I've been dealing with this nonsense for years. I've been exposing all of these preachers. Let me see if I can go find some of these old videos with Eddie Long. Let me see. Where we at? Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 ba-da. Come on, where's the videos? I guess I gotta type in his name. Let me see. Eddie. What do you think they call him? Eddie Long, guys. These are all code words they used to push in the church. All right, now watch this, guys. Because back in the days, I was killing it with them videos, man. I was killing it, exposing these false prophets. Right? Let me see. Because I was covering all the news years ago. Now check this out. Let's take a look at this video here. Kind of bring back some memory. You know what I mean? Now, this is a video I had post 13 years ago, right? Ringo News Archive, I-Team, 5th Bishop Eddie Long accuser speaks, right? 389K. Let's see what this video is about. Now, this is one of Eddie Long's victims from back in the day, right? Check it out.
The 5th accuser in the Bishop Eddie Long sexual misconduct case sits down for his first ever TV interview.
Now, Centino Kemp would not discuss the case or Bishop Long, yet he still tells a mesmerizing story of a suicide attempt and an alter ego that he calls Wild Child.
Senior I-Team reporter Del Russell spent weeks investigating Centino's story, and he found some of Centino's closest friends find it all hard to believe. Dale.
Amanda, that's right. Until the I-Team found Centino Kemp earlier this year, the public had no idea he was even involved in Bishop Eddie Long's case. Many thought his involvement was mysterious, and in some ways, it still is. What can you tell me about any relationship with Bishop Eddie Long?
I will just tell you, everything is not as it seems. Nothing is real, and everything that glitter isn't gold.
Welcome to Centino Kemp's world, where everything is a mystery.
I am just Centino. I don't consider myself a gender. I'm not a transvestite or transgendered, whatever they want to call it. I'm a boy, and I like being a boy.
Centino Kemp waltzed into town during an ongoing high-profile lawsuit, and without joining the suit, walked away with at least $94,000 in his pocket.
They were getting paid after the allegations of abuse because Eddie Long was putting heavy meat on the boys in the church. You know what I mean? Bending them over in the back room, in the secret chambers of the church.
And some of his closest friends in Atlanta find it all hard to understand.
He came here, had his store together, and he got money off of it.
I've been accused. I'm under attack.
The story is now well known. 4 young members of the New Birth Missionary Baptist Church filed sexual misconduct lawsuits against Bishop Eddie Long.
All of them boys were taking pipe in the church. So when you listen to Duane, you got to understand that they're all cut from that cloth. They're all cut from the cloth of these so-called wicked, so-called Christian pastors that are out here taking advantage of the young boys in the church. I'm trying to give y'all some history. This is all my material from back in the day, 13 years ago, when I had posted this news clip. You know what I mean? Nobody else was covering this but me, because I was the one that exposed Eddie Long and told everybody that the Most High was going to put him to death for his evil wickedness of molesting the boys in the church.
The suits were later settled. Money was paid. Bishop Long denied any wrong.
Four men, right? These were not no 12-year-old. These were men. They knew what they were getting into because they liked what they were doing. But the whole point is the pastor took advantage of them through leadership. And right after church services, he would bring them into his chambers at the church and lay pipe. He wasn't preaching the Bible. He wasn't quoting scriptures. He was making them sing on microphones.
Wrongdoing. After the suits were filed, Centino Kemp showed up in Atlanta.
5 victims, guys. 5 victims. All men. Do you understand? This is what Eddie Long was doing. Eddie Longstroke was literally laying pipe in the church, putting heavy meat on young men.
He had been living in South Florida, the Bahamas, and North Carolina, and was never a member of New Birth Missionary.
Discovery from the plaintiff has been received by us.
But as the Bishop Long case moved from the public courtroom to private settlement talks, Centino Kemp joined in. Kemp wouldn't discuss the case and pointed out to us his name isn't on any lawsuit.
I am not the 5th accuser. I am Centino Kemp. I didn't accuse nobody of nothing.
So you see, this is what's going on. That's him back there on the poster right there. He's supposed to be an artist or something along them lines. Now, this is what Eddie Longstroke loved about him, is the way he dressed with the spikes and all of that gothic look. That is what really turned on Eddie Long in the church. That's why he always wore those muscle shirts in the church. It was to attract young men.
So why was Centino Kemp even in the case? Well, about 2 months after the Bishop Eddie Long lawsuits were filed, Kemp tells me he tried to kill himself.
Wow.
And was admitted to the DeKalb Crisis Center. And he told the staff at the time he'd been sexually involved with Bishop Long for years.
For years. For years, guys. Listen. For many years, these so-called bishops and pastors been laying pipe on young men in the church. This is what they do. So when you think about T.D. Jakes getting exposed now by Duane, that's not new. See, I'm trying to show y'all guys what's really going on. Let me bring up some more receipts to show y'all how the Most High judged Eddie Long. Now, here's how Eddie Long looked after the Most High was dealing with him. You see how he lost all his weight? He turned into a stick, and the Most High put him to death. Just like I said. Because why? This was a wicked-ass pastor that was fleecing the flock, doing evil in the church, and messing with boys. And he got exposed many years back. Christians got upset with me. They were saying that I'm evil, I'm of the devil, because I'm the only one that was standing up for righteousness to speak out against all these things that was going on. And yet, this is what he was doing. Eddie Longstroke come from a long line of wicked pastors that were under T.D. Jakes. So when you look at Duane now doing all of these interviews, he's also wicked. So I don't want y'all to be looking at a situation Like, oh, Duane is a victim. Jakes did him dirty. That's why he went on to become an abuser too. No, I don't want to hear that mess, fam. Let's go back to Duane. Let's listen to some more of what he got to say, and we're going to get back to some more of those receipts with Eddie Long.
I can't to this day remember how I got off that phone, but I do know I made a decision that I wasn't going to the service that night. And eventually I told my mother, I'm not going to go to the service tonight. She said, no. We got a rule in this house.
But you ain't tell your mama that the bishop was trying to molest you and do X, Y, and Z. Man, stop it. Stop it.
If we go, you go. I never told her what he had done.
You never told her what he had done, but you telling me you were 18, 19-year-olds? Stop it, fam. You're not fooling me, bro. You 18, 19 years old, a grown man try to kiss you, wrapped his arms around you tight. You ain't punch him in the face, right? You receive a phone call, and your mama didn't find it a little weird that the bishop is calling her son? And you telling the world that he was in the shower? He was in a hot tub? Like, who you think you fooling, bro? This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy.
I went to church, and the most humiliating thing imaginable happened that night at church. Bishop Jakes, getting up to preach, speaks into that microphone. I'm going to ask young minister Youngblood to read for me. And after all of that drama of the last 24 hours, I had to read before he preached.
What about the young kids you violated, fam? What about those situations? See, you trying to redeem yourself by talking about Jakes, but you didn't tell nobody about Jakes till now. So I don't want to hear nothing. I'm going to literally expose you and Jakes. I'm not one of these YouTubers that you could go do interviews with and everything going to be sweet. You getting hold to the fire because you came on social media. And being that you came on social media, you're going to be content now. I'm going to make sure that the whole world know who you are. You are just like TD Jakes. Just like him. You see? So if you think that you can come into public and talk about TD Jakes and we're just going to all be focused on how horrible Jakes is, what about you? What about what you done to the kids? Right? What about that? That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to know about. Because he's literally doing interviews right now. And basically, they trying to milk the system by doing constant interviews. But all you're doing is opening up a can of worms because people like me are going to do this content. And I'm sure Larry Reed know who I am too. We're going to do this content. He might not tell you the things that I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you straight. I wouldn't even be doing interviews with you. Once I find out that you were messing with them kids just like Eddie Long and you had to do some time and you violated your probation and various other nonsense, there's no way I'm doing interviews with you, fam. Because it's almost like I'm condoning your BS. Nah, even if you are exposing Jakes, you wicked just like him. I don't want to hear nothing, man. Everybody getting exposed, bro. Like, this is crazy, man. Let me go back to Eddie Long, man. Let me see what we got. Let me go back to Eddie Long, see what's happening here, man, because this is crazy, bro. Absolutely crazy. Let me go back here a little bit. Oh, I ain't even finished that news brief. Let me go back to the news.
Why did you want to end your life?
I was in a dark place. I can say that.
Kemp would not tell us why he tried to kill himself, but the I-Team confirmed Kemp told the staff he had been sexually and physically abused for 6 years by Pastor E. Long.
Wow. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? The victim came forward and said that Eddie Longstroke was putting meat on his back for 6 years. 6 years, Longstroke, pastor, bishop, was literally violating this young man in the church in the back chamber.
Records indicate Kemp stayed 2 days, then asked to be discharged after telling the staff he was with crazy people. I'm not like them.
Wild Child was just there, and he convinced this lady that I don't want to kill myself.
Kemp told me that during his stay, his alter ego, Wild Child Kemp, took over and saved his life.
I was like, I need to get up out of here, and I can live. I don't have to be like suicidal taking pills because I have better opportunities than other people here.
So when you look at a lot of these young men, listen, guys, y'all got to understand, man, the church is full of the devil. When you see a lot of these guys coming out of these churches and they all talking about they were violated when they were younger, it's coming from the church. That's where it's all going down, guys. These pastors in these churches, long stroke pastors, are literally violating these young men and turning them out in the church, man, with holy oil. You think it's all about P. Diddy? Nah, them churches is dangerous, man. This is what they doing to these young men. Absolutely sad, bro. Absolutely sad. And we're going to do more content on so-called Duane. We're going to do a lot more breakdowns with that. Matter of fact, I downloaded all them videos with all the interviews, all that stuff with Duane. We got all that stuff pretty much lined up. We're going to do content. We're going to run the numbers up. We're going to talk about these issues because at the end of the day, TD Jakes is guilty and Duane is guilty. No matter how you see it, you know, it ain't going to redeem you from what you were doing in the past. It's not.
So that's when Wild Child was like, you need to get up and let's go.
You think he checked himself in when he really didn't have any problems?
Yes.
But Centino Kemp's closest friends in Atlanta don't understand it. Willie Alexander and Jason Cobb met Centino after the Bishop Long settlement. After hanging out with him for months, they both question his story.
He sits up all night on the internet and watches Eddie's online sermons.
Both say they don't understand why Kemp had no pictures, notes, emails, or anything from Bishop Long.
So why they pay them money for if they had nothing?
And as for Centino's tattoo on his wrist that says Eddie Long,
He told me he had it some years ago, but that tattoo looked recent.
Kemp told me later that his friends are just mad at him because he stopped giving them money.
And that's exactly what it was. When he stopped giving them money, they turned against him and tried to say he was lying about his story.
After Centino Kemp sat down for this interview, his publicist released promotional material for an autobiographical book called First Lady. The book promises tales of lust, violence, sex, and lies that surrounded Centino Kemp's long-term relationship with a renowned African-American.
That wasn't his mom, that was his friend.
American bishop. Willie Alexander has read a draft of the book.
He ever had a relationship with nobody. He don't know how to deal with people. Wild Child don't care about nothing. He's gonna go out there and be aggressive. Centino is just a lost kid.
Kemp's friends say they saw the settlement documents that showed Kemp was paid $150,000.
That's why they turned against him, because they weren't getting none of his money. All his friends turned against him.
They say legal fees and expenses were deducted. The I-Team confirmed the amount paid Centino Kemp, $94,149.81.
Now, why would Bishop and them pay this man all this money, right, if his story is fake? Why would you give him money? And why did Bishop end up dying a horrible death, right? Why did all of that happen? Come on now. He got judged, just like Jakes is getting judged, and just like Duane is getting judged. All of these pulpit pimping preachers, all these pork chop, back leg shrimp eating, greasy, Rolls Royce driving, curly hair, sewer lips, backbone, sunjowl poodle turb eating pastors, these pimping, fleecing, flock tithing pastors out here messing with boys in the church, greasing up boys in the church. They're supposed to be talking about Jesus Christ, but instead they mixing gravy and rice on these boys' backs. That's what they doing in them churches. And now Jakes is getting exposed in his old age by Duane. This doesn't make no sense, Duane. Like, damn. You exposing this man now that all of y'all old and gray? All of y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed. You shouldn't be doing no videos trying to expose Jakes in his old age. You didn't expose him when he was laying pipe. You didn't expose him when he allegedly did all these things to you. You ain't exposed him back then. So why are you doing it now? You a hypocrite, fam. This kind of remind me of that damn ISIS woman on YouTube talking about she married a monster. How you married a monster, but you ain't tell us about the monster? You've been telling all these women how to be a trophy wife, and now that your alleged high-value man molested your kids, now all of a sudden you want the world to believe that he's a monster? No, you're the monster because you had your kids with a man that you knew violated you. You're the same one I got on YouTube telling the whole world that your so-called man raped you 4 times. And you said you were violated as a teenager by your neighbor's husband. But now you want to tell us that you married a monster? Get out of here. You just looking for a bag. And all of you clowns that supported her GoFundMe, y'all dumb as hell, man. This is what they're doing, guys. They always want to come out because they scorn. A woman scorn. And based on the information that's coming through these YouTube streets, the so-called trophy wife is butthurt because the husband divorced her. He divorced her and want full custody of his daughters. So she said, you know what? You want full custody? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell everybody you were touching my kids in hopes that the judge will let me keep the kids, because without these kids, I can't make no money. Without these kids, I can't get no money from the government. I need these kids to survive. So if my ex is able to get full custody, I cannot get food stamps. I cannot get child support. I can't get all this stuff to maintain my lifestyle. So I'm going to say that he's a pedophile. And that's what she's doing. So when you see Duane doing interviews all of a sudden, you got to ask yourself this. Why he's only doing interviews with Mr. Reed? Why he's doing interviews with only Mr. Reed? What deal was made? What deal was made? Come on now. What deal was made? It's about money, fam. A hustle. Because everybody want to hear the juice. Everybody want the tea. Everybody want the story and the scoop. But see, with me, I don't sugarcoat. Everybody being exposed, including Duane. We're going to review the tapes with him. We're going to review all the tapes with Duane. You know? And it's crazy. So now, what's going to be next? Jakes is going to try to sue him for defamation of character? Come on now. These people are jokes, bro. Absolute jokes, man. Let me go back to my video thing. I want to see something here. This is when Jake said he's going to step down. Not Jake's, excuse me. Eddie Long. And I need for you to understand, Eddie Long's spiritual pops is TD Jakes. Like father, like son, guys.
I do want you to know that this is, for me and my family, one of, especially with me, one of the most difficult times and things I've had to face, and only because my strength, other than God, is in Miss Vanessa. And I want you to hear my heart on behalf of myself, my family. I want to let you know Vanessa loves you. She loves this church. She loves me. I love her, her children, and we're going to work it out. Over the years, it has been very difficult for her. Some of the things that she's had to endure, even to the point of knowing how much we have given to others, and then when trouble comes, how they walk away. That's been a very big pain to her over the years. I'm going to take a little time off to work with my family. Now, while I do that, I need you to be here.
Why he said he need for you to be here? So the money could continue come in, guys. So the tithes could continue to come in. In other words, hey, I'm gonna take some time off of church, but I still need y'all to be here giving me that money.
And I need you to give more.
Wow, did you hear that? I need for you to give more. So all they care about, guys, is money. This is all they care about.
I do want you to know that.
Hold on, let me see what else I got. Hold on again. Dun, 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 bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Make sure y'all hit that like button too, fam. Make sure you hit that like button. Hold on a second. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, so pretty much I'm giving y'all some of the history on what's going down. Now, when it comes to the situation with Duane, right? We're gonna get to that content in another situation. We're gonna get to that content, right? But I want y'all to pretty much understand that Duane is doing interviews when he's also a dude that was in the pulpit doing the very same things like Eddie Long, same thing like TD Jakes. So no matter how much he give you his story about, yeah, you know, this is what went down and he abused me and that's why I became what I became. Don't fall victim for these little sob stories from these pulpit snakes and pedos that are literally out here trying to win back their position in the church. Always remember these victims that are out here. And again, there's a lot of news reports. All you gotta do is just look up his name. I heard his story back in the day. I think I made videos about it, but I don't even recall how far I got with those particular videos. But I had to cover that story years ago, right? Because I knew that he was down with Jakes. There's actually old tapes where you see, I think there's video with him and Jakes in videos, like some old videos. You know what I mean? Some retro videos from back in the day. But man, these guys all flock together, man. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by these stories, man. A lot of these men be lovers. They're hurt. And now they're trying to get some money. They're trying to see if they could get some easy money. Perhaps he's going to try to shake down Jakes for money, similar to P. Diddy. You know, victimize a lot of people, and they all came for a payday. And I don't care how you feel, Duane. You on social media. You do know that, right? You do know you're on social media, right? When you come on social media with a story, understand that people are going to talk about you. If you don't want nobody to talk about you, get off social media. Because I'm going to talk about you. That's going to be my content. My content is going to be talking about you and TD Jakes, so that I can pretty much make the viewers understand that they shouldn't even trust you, because you were also involved in the same dirt and the same nonsense. So don't hide behind, well, I was young and I didn't know no better. No, you were 18, 19. I don't want to hear nothing from you, fam. You were 18, 19, and for whatever reason, if you were 18, 19, you had to know. You had to know better. How you gonna make a grown man grab you up by your waistline, put his arms around you and hug you up and try to go in for a kiss, and you ain't punch him in the face? You ain't tell your mom, your pop, you ain't gonna get your Second Amendment. You ain't, you know, go into savage mode. Like, you just sat there and just kind of let this thing play out. And then dude calling you up. How he got your phone number? So hold up, you gave your phone number to him too? So what's going on? You wildin', bro. 18, 19 years old. You a grown ass man, fam. Now, I don't know. Maybe you liked it. Maybe you like taking pipe. I don't know. It is what it is. Maybe you enjoyed kissing and hugging and all that other stuff. Maybe that made you feel good. But you on social media, fam. You in the lion's den, bro. You do know you in the lion's den, right? Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of content about you, fam. We're gonna resurrect your name. Oh yeah, we're gonna resurrect your name. We're gonna bring back up all the arrest records. We're gonna bring back up all the evidence. The court of public opinion is gonna try you again. You going back on trial. You going back on trial, sir. You should have never came on social media to talk about Jakes, because now we're gonna bring to a remembrance the things you done did and the victims you done violated allegedly, and let the court of public opinion try to find out what you have been doing in the dark. Because we ain't gonna be out here in these YouTube streets playing. Now, I understand Mr. Larry Reed is doing interviews with you. You know, he got to do his content, got to get his bread, got to do what he got to do. I get it. But he ain't me. I'm gonna hold you to the fire. I'm gonna literally scorch you up with flames. And we're gonna bring out real talk. And we're gonna ask the real questions. So the first question I got for you, sir, is why were you even around TD Jakes to allow him, and why was he comfortable enough to put his arms around you and go in for a kiss, unless he felt comfortable that this is something you wanted? You know, typically when a man goes in for a kiss on a woman that he's feeling or dealing with, it's because he knows it's at the right moment. So it must have been the right moment to grab you up and hold you tight and give you a wet kiss. That must have been something you wanted, for Jakes to feel comfortable in himself, in his flesh, to feel that way, guys. I'm just asking the questions. I just want to know, because this doesn't sound right. A grown man grabbing another grown man to give him a kiss. Nah, fam, I would have beat your ass if you tried some nonsense like that with me, fam. You got to be, first of all, you wouldn't even be able to try that, bro. As soon as you come near, you in my space, I'm punching you in the face. Like, you wildin', bro. And you held this in all these years? You ain't tell your mama? You ain't tell no other pastor? Bro, you wildin', bro. You bugging out, fam. Come on now. But anyway, guys, I got to make a run, man. I can't be on long, bro. I'm gonna have to come back in the morning with some content, bro. Like, for real, man. Because these pastors, man, are all getting exposed. Like, Duane think he exposing TD Jakes is going to win him a pass. He going to do good, get back into the ministry, get them tithes, get that money back. No, sir. No. That's not going to do that for you, fam. What that's going to do is going to help you to get exposed. It's going to help you to pretty much, come back into the scene where we're going to put you back on the grill. That's what we're going to do, fam. This is not cool, bro. My. And I didn't even watch all the episodes with him and Reed talking. I got to go look at the tapes and find out what's going on, because, I mean, I'm not surprised that Jakes and dude been doing whatever. But we're going to get into those tapes, and I'm going to continue to question you, Duane. You were 18, 19. You can't tell me you don't know what a man is, and that is wrong. So I don't want to hear nothing about you were being abused. You wanted to be abused, fam. You acting like you were like 8 years old, bro. You were 18, 19, bro. You had a little beard, a little hair on your face. What are you talking about? If Bishop Jakes pulled his meat out, you supposed to know what is right from wrong. So how can you tell me that you didn't know that was a man in front of you? That was a man in front of you, bro. You didn't know it was wrong for Bishop to try to kiss? You didn't know that you needed somebody to give you a Bible verse to explain to you that it is wrong for the man of God to put hands around. When did Jesus put his arms around one of his disciples to kiss them? When? When did the Lord embrace Matthew, Luke, or John and pulled out his John in order to baptize them with meat? I don't understand for the life of me that Duane, you held this in for so many years of the relationship that you and Jake's had. Now, I know a lot of y'all mad. I know that Mr. Reed probably like, I knew this was going to happen. I knew one of these salacious YouTubers was going to come out here and do what he's doing. Fam, I'm doing content. I'm asking the real questions you ain't asking. You do your questioning the way you question, sir. I do the questions the way I do my business, sir. We do two different types of business here. In my line of work, I expose the false prophet, the pulpit pimps, the wicked ninjas in these churches. Maybe you agree with them. Maybe you feel sorry for them. Maybe you support them. I don't know what you do. I ain't saying nothing. To each his own. Whatever your lifestyle is, that's your lifestyle. Just don't include me. My job is to expose the evil. And what I see, Mr. Blood, what is it? Bloodshed or what? Duane Bloodfield. I don't know what in the world. I done lost track. But my point is this. Mr. Duane should be ashamed to actually come on social media to talk about T.D. Jakes abused him in any way when he allegedly abused boys. The innocent of all. Imagine you trying to violate a young boy, to break in a boy. Do you know how vile? Do you know how wicked you have to be as a man to look at a young child, a boy, and look at him as you would a woman? That is not right, sir. It is not right. It is ungodly what you've done. You need to repent. I don't want to hear your sob story. Go and pray, seek Jesus. But don't try to throw Jakes under the bus when you guilty too. That's all I'm saying, fam. That's all I'm saying is don't be hypocriting out here. Right? Don't be hypocriting out here. So, hey, we're going to do some reaction videos to Mr. Reed's video interview. I've seen a couple of other people doing reactions to it. You know what I mean? Mr. Reed going to make some coin off these interviews, but maybe he cut a deal with Duane, like a 50-50 deal, a 50 or 60-40 split of the profits. But you never know, man. I know I wouldn't interview that dude. Why would I interview the dude that was violating boys? Why would I do that, bro? So that kind of questions Mr. Reed. It's like, bro, this dude was on the news doing evil, man. You interviewing him, fam? I appreciate you doing the interview of all, but damn, I wouldn't even have this dude on my platform, bro, because it'll send mixed signals about me. They'll be like, bro, Ringo, why you have this dude on your platform interviewing him like he a victim when he was violating boys allegedly? Why would you do that? They would be questioning me. They'll be like, yo, bro, you wildin', So, hey, we're going to get up on out of here, guys. I got some work I got to do. It is what it is. Hey, yo, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Look out for the episode. We're going to drop the first episode, fam, of We Gotta Talk TV. You know what I'm saying? This is pretty much the setup. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting everything ready for y'all. You know what I mean? The dopest talk show on YouTube. It's going to be with me and my wife. We're going to be doing our thing, talking about all the topics. We might even talk about Duane. We might talk about you, fam. Real talk. But look out for that. Make sure you go subscribe. We Gotta Talk TV. That's We Gotta Talk TV. Go subscribe to that channel. We don't got no content over there right now, but we got the whole setup. Setup is looking good. We doing what we got to do. You know what I mean? I got to set up the lighting. I got to do what I got to do in the background, get everything set up and laced up. Got all the cameras. Everything is lit. You know how it is in these streets. Also, make sure you support the GoFundMe. Support the video production. You know what I mean? We're doing the family show. We're going to do the reality show. We're going to be shooting short films. We're going to get into film production. We're doing real content in these YouTube streets. You know what I mean? So make sure you support the efforts of the goal. Don't just be in the clouds watching. You know what I mean? You got to speak with them dollars. Get them dollars out them pockets. You know what I mean? Real talk. Y'all been giving all y'all money to these damn pastors, but when you got a real man, a real family man that got kids, you know what I mean? And we trying to do something productive. I ain't asking for your money to pay no damn bill. I'm talking about supporting this work so we could get the equipment needed to bring you that dope content that you want to see. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Support that GoFundMe in the description in the community section. You know what I mean? Hit that Cash App, $ Ringo TV Raw. Throw some of that damn cash that you got. Some of you brothers going to the strip club, better stop doing that. Put that money in the collection plate and support this work. You know what I mean? You ladies, I know you got to do your hair this Friday, but at the end of the day, I need that bread right now so I could go get this equipment. I'm keeping it a bean with you. We need that bread. So, hey, it is what it is. No sugarcoat. Go support that GoFundMe and that Cash App right now. So, I'm going to get up on out of here. I got to go make a run, do what I got to do. Y'all see, I keep it a bean. I keep it 1,000. I ain't here, talking about, the Lord going to bless. You know the Lord. Ha, hey, amen. The Lord just gave me a vision. The Lord just gave me a vision. Yes, amen. I need 25 of you to support this love offering. And God is going to give you a miracle. I said amen. Amen. God is going to give you a miracle. I need 1,000 of you to support this GoFundMe with $1,000. Amen. $1,000. And God is going to give you a miracle. Yes, amen. I said God is going to give you a miracle. Because in the Bible, Jesus, I said Jesus, he said he's going to give us a miracle. Amen. I said amen. God is going to give you a breakthrough today. All I need for you, I need 21 people. This is the TBN, the Trash Broadcasting Network. I need 21 of you to donate $1,000, going once, going twice, sold to another Christian. A blessed money cometh to me now. That's that Christian garbage y'all want to hear. I ain't here doing all of that mess. I'm telling y'all straight. We trying to get equipment. See what we got here? Check this out, fam. See equipment right there, fam? You see that? That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like real talk. Equipment. We trying to build, fam. This stuff costs money, man. You know how much money? Bro, I spent every dime I got, bro. Real talk. So, hey, support the work that we got. Support the GoFundMe. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell for more. We're going to keep it locked. I got to make a run. You know what I'm saying? Wife is over there waiting. It is what it is. We got to go take care of business. So it is what it is, guys. Peace and blessings. Catch y'all on the next one, fam. I got to go get something to drink. Real talk, real spit. Right? So peace out, guys. Got to go make this run. That's right. So I'm going to sign off. Shout out to everybody on the 9-to-5 grind, all the workers, all the truckers, everybody out there in them streets, all the hustlers, everybody making money, making bread, doing what they got to do. Make sure when you get that paycheck, you hit that damn GoFundMe too. Real talk. Support your boy. Straight up. I said straight up. Hey, you don't want me to talk like that? Okay, I'm going to go back into the Christian mode. And God is going to give you a miracle. Send that love offering right now. You Christians out there, call our hotlines at 1-800-223-4455. Give us a love offering today, and God is going to give you a blessing. That's right. Our pastors and our outreach programs need your support. So call in today and give your tithe and your offerings to our outreach programs today, because we need your love offerings and everything to keep our ministry afloat. So call today and send your love offering to Ringo TV Reactions. That's right, Ringo TV Reactions, and we will love you to the end of time. That being said, we're going to get up on out of here. I'm out. Peace. See, that's the garbage y'all want to hear. They want to hear all of that Christianese stuff. They want to hear background music. Maybe that's what I got to do. I got to get the church music. They want all of that Christianese stuff. Get them in the spirit. And then we just pass a bucket around. These churches be fleecing the poor, bro. Yo, I know all these church services, man, they be making thousands of dollars, bro. I be telling cats, yo, hit the so-called GoFundMe, bro. I got 165,000 subscribers, bro. My GoFundMe is at 26% reach to the goal. Bruh, are you kidding me, fam? 26%? My goodness, bro. What a brother got to do? This is crazy, bro. Yo, my goodness. I'm out, man. I'm done. We'll see who's going to support the work. Let's go. We out. Peace.